Hey guys, what's going on? I am so sorry. I do not know what happened to my microphone that I use for my recordings. I cannot find it. So for right now, I'm using my phone. I'll let you eat an ice cream sandwich. Tastes so good. Hey everyone, so I have a short list. It's not going to be a real long video, but key to an INFJ's heart is what this video is going to be about. So I'm just going to jump right into this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. But INFJs have two worlds that we live in. We live in a world inside of our head, which is like a second world to us. It actually has a semblance life of its own. And what that means is you may think you're friends with us and you're connecting with us, but if we don't let you in our inner world, you're not really connected with us. In our mind, we're not connected with you. That's true. No, maybe I shouldn't say no. A lot of INFJs might not really tell you this because they don't want to hurt your feelings, but it's the honest truth. Just because we talk to you, just because we play games with you, or because we hang out for 4 hours does not mean we consider you a friend. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. It may hurt to hear, but it's honestly the truth. We have two worlds we live in. While we're hanging out with you in your world on Earth, we're also living inside of our head. And if you're not living inside of our head with us, then I'm sorry, you're just not living in the same world as us, and that means that you're not connected with us the way you think you are. INFJs are very unique in their personality type. We have two different worlds. And that means that we have to invite you in for you to really be connected with us on a personal level. So if we never invite you, you're never really connecting with us on a relationship level, if that makes any sense. Oh no, I spilled it. Nope, sorry. I spilled it on my bed sheet. I'll just wash it later. So, we have a mental realm. For better lack of terms, I'll just be abbreviating. You'll know what I'm talking about. There's a mental world and there's a physical world. If you know anything about our cognitive functions, oh geez, it's melting. We think primarily in introverted intuition. That means, well, if you don't know what intuition is, it's a web on the subconscious layer of the brain of interpersonal knowledge. Crap. What the hell? I just opened this thing. I'm so sorry. One moment. Okay, I finished that. I'm so sorry that happened. Yeah, so we have a physical world and a mental one. And if you don't know anything about our cognitive functions, our primary cognitive function, I'm sorry, my mouth is salivating, is introverted intuition. What that means is it rests on the subconscious layer of the brain, and it is a web of interpersonal knowledge based on our experiences and observations of the world around us, connecting patterns and events to come to a logical conclusion or understanding of what is happening around us. It is considered abstract reasoning, and it is tied in highly to our ability to succeed in any job function in the world. Why am I telling you that? Just because I like knowledge, and I just learned that today, and I thought it was pretty awesome. But yeah, so all of our other cognitive functions supplement our dominant. That means anti-dominant, us being introverts and in our head, it's like we're so the INFJ is such a rare personality type because of the way the cognitive functions are ordered. Supplementing introverted intuition, ours is the strongest. Out of all the personality types, our intuition is the strongest. That means that since that is our primary go-to, for approaching the world, it's like a second world to us. It's almost alive. It's a part of us. It's how we think. It's how we function. It's how we interpret. It's how we perceive. It's how we approach everything that happens around us. So we may be talking with you, but we're focusing on our NI while we're talking. We're not focused on you primarily. We're focused on our NI. It's just the way it is. You know, we may be acting or talking a lot extroverted, but we're in our head, gathering our thoughts as we're saying them. We're still in our head. We're just talking to you while we're in our head. So Like right now I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about my next video as I'm telling you all of this. Because I'm looking at the screen, I have all of my thoughts planned out on my NI. But in my head, I'm still thinking. My NI is still running. This web of knowledge is still gathering information. So, and organizing it. So, while I'm telling you this, I'm thinking of how you're going to react, and that's leading my NI to help me to talk about any questions you might have while I'm talking about them. If you look at my notes, these are my notes. But my NI just tells me everything I need to know. So, unlike other NI dominant personality types, what makes the INFJ unique is the fact that our extroverted sensing comes last on the list. Do you know what that means? It means our 5 senses give us just enough neurological reception to be here on this physical plane. We live inside of our heads. Yeah, I have a bed here, but you know what I'm doing while my eyes are closed and my head is on the pillow? I'm not focusing on my physical sense of touch and how good the pillow feels. I'm thinking of oh man, all that stress is gone. Now I can think even clearer than before. And I'm thinking. That's where I live. So, just because I'm laughing with you at a movie does not mean you are my friend. It means I am enjoying myself in the moment with you. It does not at all mean you are my friend. I can be at a movie and laugh with the person next to me and him crack a joke and me laugh at his joke. Just because I laughed with him does not immediately mean that I'm bonding with him. It means that I laughed because I found something funny. Or just because an INFJ spends 8 hours of their life talking with you and with your friends and going to the mall and laughing and having a great time because then maybe they knew you for a year. Just because they've known you for a year and you've known them for a year does not mean you two are friends in their head. I have someone I know and I've known him for 14 years. I don't consider him my friend. You know what I mean? The INFJ has to let you in, or you do not have the privilege of being a part of their active life, because their life, although while it's still here on Earth, is in their head as well. So, now that I've covered this, you need to understand one thing before I move on. INFJs spend way more time in our head than we do here on Earth. Extroverted sensing is 4th on the list. It is the weakest cognitive function. I'll say that again. Our physical senses, our 6 senses, are the weakest cognitive function in our brain. As human beings, our 5 senses of taste, smell, touch, sight, and hearing are the weakest senses in our brain. Our physical senses are our brain's weakest functions. Alright, INFJs are naturally gifted, intelligent people. I just took a test earlier today, and my IQ level is gifted. Not because of me growing in knowledge and things of the sort. It's because if you look at all of my graphings, I scored exceptional. Out of, I think it's 8%, 7%, I think it was like 4%, 4%, and then I scored average on the other one. All of the testing scores that I scored exceptional in were ones based off of my intuition. They were spatial perception, articulate reasoning, or abstract reasoning. It was noticing patterns and events, whether it be in numbers or in boxes, and seeing how the dots moved around and stuff like that, based on the next picture, which one comes last in the graph, that kind of stuff. When it says 5, 7, I'm trying to think. No, it was 6, 7, 9, 13, 19, 21. Yeah, 13, 21. And what you'll notice is the numbers kept doubling. Those are the types of tests I scored exceptional on. The one that I scored average on is the one that most people would probably do better. I have to look at the results again, but it was related to my physical senses, actually being aware of what's happening around me. While I'm aware of what's happening around me, I'm not physically here. So why am I telling you all of that? Because mentally, INFJs are just naturally gifted people, intelligent-wise or smart, period. From a young age, our intelligence is growing because our brain is wired to think NI dominant. we're naturally smart because we think with our subconscious, which gathers way more info than people even realize. Every time you blink, your brain is gathering a massive amount of info. When you die, I think it's 100 billion neurons fire per tenth of a millisecond, and your whole life literally flashes before your eyes. That's your subconscious. Your subconscious is carrying all that information. Your brain's a powerful thing. And when you tap into the subconscious, you're tapping in to the layer right outside your brain that has all that information organized like a spider web. Everything is there. Your entire life is in your NI, or intuition. But introverted intuition means we go in our head to get that information, then we come out with it. So I am telling you all of this because it's necessary for you to understand. As intellects, and INFJs are intellects, as intellects, if you don't connect with us on an intellectual and personal, mental level, to us, you're really not connected with us. And it's tasking for us to deal with you. I'm just going to say it because my INFJs aren't cold enough to tell you, but if I don't say something, the world will never know. Listen, I know that there are INFJs who watch my channel, and I'm grateful. You've got to learn to tell people what you need and what's on your mind. I know it's hard. I know you're probably going to get some hate for it, but the world has to learn about us. If someone doesn't tell the world these hard things, we are going to continue to get hammered the rest of our lives, the rest of our existence. You want your great-grandchildren to have to go through this? What if one of them is an INFJ? Think about it. If in 50 years the world can adapt and finally accept this, maybe you can help them. We have got to learn to be more honest with how we're feeling. Okay, so yes, this may hurt for those of you listening, but it's the truth. We're here on this plane, but all of our other cognitive functions just support our NI. Yeah, we have extroverted feeling to get out of ourselves, but why do you think we do that? So our NI can run and gather information. We're information gatherers. And then after we gather that information, our extroverted feeling wants us to help you. Where do you think we got the information to help you from? Being in our head. All right, just because we help you, just because we connect with you, does not mean you are connected with us. We have to allow you to connect with us. The unfortunate problem with this is so many INFJs are so hurt that they don't allow people in because they're tired of being hurt. And they know that if they keep to themselves, they know how to give themselves the rest they need the best way. We know how to avoid chaos in our lives and to organize space in a way that relaxes us and gives us what we need, because we just naturally know what we need. We don't always understand it, but we know what we need. Not always, but most of the time. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, if we let you in, you don't understand us and you're going to hurt us again anyways. You don't know the key to our hearts. You don't know from an honest basis what we mentally need when you connect with us mentally, so we don't even let you in. And listen, guys, INFJ to INFJ, I understand this. I, as a personal INFJ, am afraid to even let another INFJ in, despite the fact that you would probably understand me. I get it. And you need to be emotionally healed first. Otherwise, people are just going to tear you down, and that is unhealthy. But you can't go your life blocking other people out. I'm going to say this now because it's already public and I'm sure other people would have read this. I asked Boom Shaka, why do you do it just for you? And she said this very, very concerning comment. This is what blew my NI in the air, and a bong, 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 big alarm going off. I'm like, all right, I can't trust her at all. She has no clue what's happening under the surface, and I just got a glimpse of everything. I don't trust her. Emotionally, she's not sound. She is like a ticking time bomb that is ready to go off, but it is repressed. She doesn't even know it. I'm sure I'm going to get some hate for this, some dislikes. I don't care. When you repress your emotional feel, what she said, I said, why do you only she said, I don't allow anyone in. I'm just myself whenever I'm alone. And then I'm okay with that. I like being alone. Yeah, but it's not healthy for you to be alone all the time. I get that you like to be alone. Us INFJs love it. Because quite frankly, people are a hassle sometimes. But you cannot be a healthy INFJ and be alone all the time. You cannot be healthy that way, period. And she said, and I said, why? What about your family? Don't you want to have a family with your husband, your children? You don't want to let them in? Don't you want to find closure and finally let your walls down and just relax? And she said, no. Smiley face in text. I do it just for me so I can know that I'm real. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, another high-minded, philosophical person trying to rationalize their pain, suppress it, and in self-destructive behavior act like everything's okay. Meanwhile, they're quick to refute, put up walls, and be all defensive against anyone who tries telling them that they're wrong, because they know they're right, and they have no clue why they're defensive in the first place. Oh, maybe it's because they have undealt issues. Sounds like a pretty good reason to me. So long story short, Maya and I went off and were like, alright, no point trying to talk to her. I've said it twice and she doesn't want to listen. So I took that and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a couple more of her videos and really break them down. And I was like, all right, wrong. She's right for the most part, but she's speaking out of experience and her vision is clouded. So I quit watching her videos. Yeah. So I'm going to move on. I'm spending a lot of time on this topic. Well, technically I'm okay. So INFJs, you got to learn to let people in. You don't feel like it. I get it. You have to find one person. I'm not saying let them in all the time. If it's only for one comment, you open your heart for one comment. You seek affirmation, and as they start complimenting you, you open up your heart for 3 seconds, and then you close it back off. Fine. Close it after you've connected with someone. But if you are going to start healing, it starts here. It starts having a willingness to push through the pain, because you can't suppress the pain and still deal with it. You're going to have to let those walls down sooner or later, even if it's just for you to deal with it. Don't be like Boom Shaka, who says, I'm only going to let my walls down to validate myself. Why does she need to validate herself? Because other people left her with a sense of brokenness, and she needs to know that she's not broken, so she tells herself, I'm okay. I'm me, and I'm okay with that. Why does she feel the need to do that in the first place? Ask yourself the question. Why does she think she needs to? Because she's not getting it from other people. Okay? Boom Shika has this undealt issue. Period. Again, I'm going to school for psychology, but my NI is strong. Wicked strong. I've spoken to other INFJs, it is nowhere near as strong as mine. Snap of the fingers and I can read people by the tone of their voice and dissect their entire psyche. I'm not boasting. I am telling you this because it is validated. And I can prove it to you if you test me. I'm not telling you to test me. It's a great way to get on my bad side if you're trying to actually test me. But INFJs have this inner life. It connects to our emotional life. It connects to our personal life, to our hobbies, to our intellectual thoughts and our properties and how we perceive ourselves and our opinions of other people. Now, there's 2 ways to bond with us. The first, as you know, is in the real world. Now I'm going to talk about bonding with an INFJ. When you connect with us on an interpersonal level, you are becoming, it is like symbiosis for us. For us, it is like you are becoming part of our soul. We dissect people so well, that we understand them, but for us to allow them in means we have to trust them not to hurt us. Sorry, there's train tracks outside. We have to trust them not to hurt us. And that takes a lot of courage. And it takes you proving over the course of time. This will never happen immediately. Ever. It takes you over the course of time, us testing you. We will actually test you. We'll say something. We'll hide our emotions. We'll keep a blank face. Show no facial expression because we can keep ours under control. and then we'll test you and we'll ask you a question. Or I'll put you in a scenario or say, so what do you think about this? What do you think about my hair? I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I grew it out, but yeah, I like it this way. What about you? What do you think? We're really good. We're really, really good at making people think something that's not true about ourselves. It's not manipulation. It's like saying, it's like going to a foreign country and your name is known throughout the whole country and you have to change your name or come up with a fake name, get a fake passport so you're not killed at gunpoint. Did I manipulate anyone? Absolutely not. I tested them. It's the same basic concept. INFJs are not manipulators unless they are doing it for selfish purposes. If I test you so that I can, for my own protection, let my NI read you, and I'll say, so what do you think? And you give me a critical comment, you're done. Not trusting you. You criticize me, nope, not trusting you. The moment I let you in my head, you're gonna rip my head out you're gonna rip my head apart from the inside out, tear me limb from limb, or pick each piece of my brain, take a nail to my head, stab me over and over, and then watch the blood drip as you smile, thinking you did something beautiful. Sick. That is how an INFJ sees you whenever you tear us apart inside. Our inner world is way more rich than our outer world, and if we don't trust you with it, that is how the INFJ looks at you. I don't care who you are. It's very cold-hearted. It is the truth. To us, you're dangerous. To us, you are not good. You're a toxic person, and you're going to destroy us. This is why INFJs are incredibly selective, and why we're generally very intolerant of people who are negative. And we can like flip a switch and all of a sudden door slam you. You want to know why you get door slammed? This is why. Door slam happens in the mental world. We're protecting ourselves. To us, you are dangerous, so we'll door slam you. You're unhealthy. You're toxic. You're unreasonable. You have a one-tracked mind, and that means you need mental help because you cannot be in my world safely. In our world and inside of our head, 99% of the world, of the population. That means maybe 10,000 people. Alright, undershooting. Probably more like 110,000 people on the entire Earth, if that, are actually sound and able to walk in our mental head. It's like our mental world is another Earth. And we walk on this earth and we love it, and there's trees and there's birds chirping and there's our creativity and we make our own music and we're happy and we love it. And when someone else comes in, it's a beautiful thing. It's harmony. It's like living together. It's like being one in the same universe. We're in this body, one mind, but two people together inside of our head. It is like symbiosis. It's like you're one with us. Now, someone who tears us apart mentally is a psychopath or a sociopath. I'm not about to let a sociopath inside of my world. The first thing I'm going to do is kill him off. If you don't know about the door slam, it mentally shuts you off from our NI. You're dead to us. No, not even to us. In our mind, you are dead. You don't exist. You're gone. I mean, I've door slammed people and I literally can't remember their names. I can't remember their faces anymore. They're dead, as far as I'm concerned. This is where the door slam happens. So, now, I'm going to tell you how to communicate well with an INFJ, and how to get to our heart. I'm running out of time. I only have 5 minutes. I got to wrap this up before the video ends. An INFJ wants to connect with people. We are afraid to. People don't know how to connect with us. Therefore, they are sociopaths, and they are unworthy of our time, energy, attention, or any recognition whatsoever that they exist. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've only got another 50 years of my life to live, and I'm not about to spend another 10 minutes talking to this numbskull who has a one-track mind and is so full of pride and arrogance he doesn't want to listen to correction for even a moment. Screw him. I'll move on. I don't need to give him any attention. Then he gets angry. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, sure. Have a nice day. I don't have any time to waste on someone like you. Get over yourself, and once you grow up after another 10 years, get a job and really get over your pride, or go to some counseling and realize that you had your own undealt issues, maybe then you can talk to me. But for now, I'm so far ahead of you. If I were to stop, I'd be wasting 5 years of my life retreating. I have to keep with the flow. All right, life's not going to wait for me, and I'm not going to wait for you. That's the INFJ's mentality. So, if you are an INFJ's friend and you're connecting with them on a physical level, that's good. Because that means that they're actually giving you their time. That's a good sign. Words of affirmation. I did not say criticism or offering your opinion. Words of affirmation to an INFJ does not mean offering your opinion. We can read your thoughts by your body language. We don't need you to say a word. All it takes is one uncomfortable movement of your arm. And we realize, all right, I was like, hey, you want to go get McDonald's? Sure. And I notice how you moved your shoulder. Nope, never mind. All right, I'll just take you home. Yeah, sorry about that, is what my friend does all the time. Nice to me. I hate it, but, yeah, basically, we don't need you to say a word. We know what you're thinking. We can read you. And if we don't know what you're thinking, we can still read you if we want to. Granted, I find it more of a hassle than it's worth because, hey, that's just energy I could be spending on something else. Why do I need to care what they're thinking? You know, if they don't say it, it's not important, and if they do say it, I probably don't want to hear it anyway. Because it's just a distraction to me, or it's unnecessary, just fill in the conversation. So, words of affirmation does not mean offering your opinion. Words of affirmation does not mean constructive criticism. I love how you do this. I think you could try this too. That's not how you get to an INFJ. All you're doing is pulling a knife out of your pocket and saying, I love how you do that, but you might want to try drawing the color red on it a little bit. Please don't. Please just stop. You say, Eric, that's pretty messed up. I think you need help. Go ahead. You can think that all you want. It doesn't bother me at all. Because I know better. I know better than to listen to anything you say. Because you say all you're doing by saying that is and by the way, it's the Holy Spirit, discerning of spirits. It's in the Bible. It's a gift of the Holy Spirit manifesting God's power. That's how I knew that you were trying to ask me that. That wasn't my NI. That was God letting me know your thoughts. It's pretty awesome. I can make another video if you want me to. Comment in the description. I would love to make a video about this topic, about discerning of spirits. But all you're telling me by saying that is you haven't learned anything from this video, and you're not welcome in my world. That's fine. I mean, I'll still be happy to make my videos. I encourage you to keep watching them. I know you'll learn things from them, but yeah, you're one of the many in the population who just aren't worth my time. I mean, I'm only going to be alive another 50 years. I don't see what the purpose is worrying about what you think of me. It doesn't matter at all. And on the grand scheme of things, in 100 years, when your great-grandkids ask about us, they're not going to care either. So think whatever you want. I'm giving you analogies. And if it freaks you out, then you got your own emotional concerns to worry about, because that means that you're putting up walls and shutting down. That's not good. That means there's a communication barrier. Words of affirmation to reach an INFJ's mind, inner world, means loving them, encouraging them, helping them to feel confident about what they believe in. For example, I'm learning Japanese, and I started typing to my friend in Japanese. And then I said it in English, and I said, look, I'm actually writing. And he said, that is amazing, Eric. That's great. I know you've been studying for a while. Now, if he had said anything along these lines, anything at all along these lines, that's great. I'm sure there's still a lot more to learn, but you're making great progress. I shut him down. That's criticism. I don't want to hear it. I already know that there's more to learn. Hello? I'm aware of my own faults and failures, thank you very much. If he would have said anything along those lines, or if he would have said, I only have exactly 1 minute left, or if he would have said, this is my train of thought. Wow, how much do you know? And I would say, well, I'm learning basic phrases. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's not enough to put on a resume, but at least you're getting somewhere. say, yeah, I know, I agree. And say, so, do you think you should have, or I kind of think that if I was studying for a year, that I might have made a little bit more progress. Or what about other people in a public group? I'm sure that they're making more progress. Way to tear me down, man. Thanks. No. What you need to do is say, Eric, that's wonderful. Keep going. I know you're gonna get this just snap of the fingers, and that means as soon as you encourage us, we're gonna be running Godspeed. It means to, and we know before you say a word that we could be doing things better. 20 seconds. So I've given you a pretty general example. Avoid criticism, avoid harsh comments, avoid you could do this better, things of that nature, and just affirm us and let us know we did a good job, and we'll let you in to our inner world.